And then you got those 49ers who've been on a roll and going to the Packers. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, they're going to roll right all the way back to San Francisco. I think Green Bay's going to beat them.
Dominant win for Green Bay?
Because you can't stop Rodgers. Yeah, especially at home. Yeah, I could see them winning 35-21, 35-17. I can see it. I don't believe in Green Bay's defense is that great, but, they're good enough to beat them. Yeah, 35-17, I can see it. Once Rodgers gets rolling, he's hard to stop.
Yeah, I mean, although Rodgers does have that fumble game where he just looks lost and he just drops the ball, it's proverbially speaking. I don't think this will be that game. I don't want to pick against the 49ers because I'm so glad they knocked off the Cowboys. But if I'm on the spot publicly, we go with the Packers, probably, 10 points.
Right. Yeah, we got to go give our prediction as compared to what we want. You know what I'm saying?
So we're in agreement for both matchups that
today. Yeah, today. Mm-hmm.
The Titans and the Packers will win. But then we have tomorrow, and I didn't realize this whole time, Bob. I thought the Rams were playing at home against the Buccaneers. I had no idea. I didn't know they were playing in Tampa.
It's in Tampa. Tampa quietly, I think they finished the season 13-4, right?
They did. 13-4. Yeah.
13-4. And they're good, but they've had a ton of injuries. And I don't think they're going to go to the Super Bowl again. But the Rams are really good. They're playing now like they should have early in the year. Because, I thought that the Cardinal game would be a little closer. No, the Rams are playing like the Rams right now. And the Rams last year, I think they went to Tampa and actually beat them during the season. But I'm leaning Tampa Bay because it's home and it's Brady. And you just don't mess with that. The Rams are really, really good. And this, like last week, when I said I could see Frisco upsetting them, I could see the Rams winning this. But you know what? I don't think they will. I don't go against Brady, especially at home. I'm just not doing it.
I'm in agreement. I believe Tampa Bay will win. Rams are great. I get the vibe that this is going to be one of those Brady goes off games where he lights it up and just plays stellar. And both sides of the ball, it's just going to be a well-played game by Tampa, and they're going to shut them down. They're going to want they got a chip on their shoulder after that first blowout. So I can't go again. I can't pick against Brady. I just can't do it.
Yeah. If Tampa doesn't go, it'll be against Green Bay. They'll beat them in Green Bay. But they may go again. You never know. Although it seems like Green Bay's the team this year, and it's seemed like that for quite a while now. They're pretty focused. So, but we'll worry about that next week. We'll pick that next week.
Yeah, we'll see what happens this week. But then you got the Chiefs and the Bills, and your mind and professional stance is the Chiefs, heart with the Bills, or both. You like both?
I like both. So my heart's with both. You know what I used to say when both teams were good and they had to play each other, which wasn't much when I was a kid. But I'd always say, well, I'm kind of leaning towards the team that has the best chance to win it all, if they're playing each other. And this year, the winner of that game either one of them can win it all. But I think the Chiefs have a better chance.
So you heard it here, folks. Predictions in the books. Bob and I are in full agreement across the board. Titans, Packers, Buccaneers, Chiefs. I'd like to see the Niners pull the upset, and I'd like to see the Bills pull the upset, but not going to go on record and make the claim that that's going to happen.
I was 3-1 last week, and you were what, 2-2? You said
2-2, 2-2 for 2022, Bob.
Yeah. I guess I was 3.5 really, because I did say there could be an upset.
You had some serious doubts about the Cowboys. You were tempted to make that pick, and
the only reason I took them is because they were home. I said I'm leaning,
and they had a stellar season. The Cowboys were really good this year.
Right. And I said I was leaning because I wasn't totally sure, and that's why I said it doesn't shock me at all. Frisco wins that game, and you know what they did. And despite all that, look what happened. I mean, at the end, Dallas could have won the game. What do you think about the ref holding the ball?
Well, I mean, it was kind of comical. They overturned that original spot that would have gave San Francisco the first down to seal the game. That was kind of bizarre.
I didn't think he had the first down, Rob. I thought he was short.
Again. I don't know how you could have overturned that, but they did. And Then that absent-minded play by the lineman. I mean, just a hair second later, if they hiked it, they would have got the first down. But yeah, I mean, I don't like McCarthy defends his position to run that play with Prescott just running down the middle. But I mean, I thought that was a ridiculous play call given the time on the clock, no timeouts. I just Prescott wasn't going to run in the end zone. And yeah, when you're dealing with seconds, the refs are rushing and they're not the most athletic people in the world. I mean, you're putting the game on to chance far too greater than you should have. And I thought it was a bad play call.
Yeah, but you know what? The referee ran in between the center and Dak and didn't
he bumped into Dak. Yeah, I mean, that was a mistake.
That should never happen. And like he should have been in front of the play. And I think he held the ball too long. I know he's supposed to touch the ball. He was like, hold. He goes, no, you can't hike it until, okay, now you can. There's no time. That's kind of like what it was. I'm just like, wow.
And I'm completely content with that, to watch the Cowboys season go down in flames on a bumble ref play like that, and all the histrionics and drama that game ended on. I'll take it all day, every day.
Right.
It doesn't get much more fun than watching the Cowboys lose. I mean, besides your own team winning.
You know what's funny? When they were losing and Garoppolo, Joe, the Bills fan, the young kid, I think he's listening today. I hope he is. We're watching the game and I go, you know what they need? And he goes, a 3 and out. I go, no, they need an interception right about. And he goes to throw the interception. He just looked at me like, I ain't messing with you, man. You're something about, you know what's coming. And he was laughing. And sure as hell, they got the touchdown on that drive. Got him back in the game.
Robert Spino, sports psychic, calling the next play.
Yeah, that's our next show, right? But no,
you might need a couple shows to go over all those predictions.
Oh, yeah. Through the years too. It's weird because I always seem to have an idea what's coming. And it's just because I really don't know, Rob, to be honest with what it is. And sometimes it's just because you watch it for so long, you get a feel for it, but I said, that's really what they need, because they need a quick interception because they were down, I guess it was 10 points or whatever. And sure as heck, they got it, But so I think Reese is listening. Has anybody chimed in?
Just Joseph Gilligan, the Buffalo Bills fan. He just, he was pretty distraught to hear that you basically.
Oh, that could be Joe.
Basically said the Bills don't have a chance. So I think they got a chance, Joseph. I think for what it's worth, they looked. I mean, if they play like they did against New England, I mean, Kansas City would have to play the game of their lives to beat them. The Bills were literally a stampeding force, unstoppable force.
Well, they were like a Buffalo stampede. They were. What do you think about Flores maybe going to the Giants and Watson going to the Giants? I heard this.
I think that's good for the Giants. Flores is a good coach. I think it's a potential grievous error to fire him, especially if you don't get Jim Harbaugh. But I think he'd be a good fit for the Giants. Great defensive coach. Needs to maybe improve on who he gets for the position coaches and coordinators, but I think it'd be a great fit, tough as nails, and Watson can contribute right away. I think he's a bit overhyped personally. I'm glad he's not going to go to Miami. I'm happy with my franchise quarterback, but I don't think the Giants can stay down for too long. They're not the Jets, so eventually the Giants will come back.
Who do you think? Well, the Giants just got the assistant GM from Buffalo, right, to be their GM.
And that's a smart move. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the owner of the Giants also acted as the GM for a while.
Is that right? I didn't even
think
know
so.
That.
Don't hold me to that one, but I think that's the case. So to have the wherewithal to recognize, I'm not cut out for this job. I need to bring in someone who is. That's a good move for the Giants. They'll figure it out. They just had to pay a deep karmic price for firing the Syracuse guy, Tom Coughlin. Stupid move. Yeah.
That's
Stupid
right.
Move.
That's right. You know what? They never really recovered since then, to be honest with you, Rob.
No, they haven't been the same. Big Blue's been big garbage since.
That's right. And I even said it. I knew on the day that they signed him that, like, I go, you guys just signed the next, like, Belichick and Purcell's. This guy is tough. He was good in Jacksonville. He beat Denver in a playoff game. And they were big favorites.
He was great at Boston College. He's great everywhere he went. He was great.
And they kind of threw him under the bus because like, oh, he wants to retire. And then what does he turn around and do? He calls Jacksonville, goes back and joins the staff. It's just
No,
that was
they needed that was the GM's office's problem for not handling the roster properly. They had who was their personnel at that point? Eli was overdue to go, and they had nobody on the team. You got to have talent to win. I mean, Syracuse is a prime example. We're lacking talent and we're losing.
But the whole thing was a lot because they went to the press and went, "Oh yeah, he wanted to quit. He wants to." That was he came out the next day and goes, "No, I don't." So that was obviously a lie. I mean, I'm glad. I don't care. I'm not a Giant fan. I'm still mad they beat the Bills. I never forgave them, so I don't care. But you know what? I noticed all the guys quit. Like they got rid of Judge, they got rid of the GM. They're doing a total sweep, and not just to the team, but the front office, which it probably needs to be done. These guys aren't really that good.
Yeah, they need to wipe the slate clean, start over, and get some competency in there, and they'll be fine. The Giants don't stay down for long. They'll be back in the mix.
Right. Who do you think you're going to hire? Dolphins, by the way.
I'm hanging on to Jim Harbaugh. I mean, I don't want an unproven commodity. I don't want a coordinator. I want a proven head coach. And the way I see the landscape is,
you sound like
let's get the Harbaugh family into the nice sunny South Florida landscape. No more of this just insane booster pressure and fan base maniacal behavior, NIL recruiting, just the hustle. I mean, the guy can coach a winning team. He's been in the Super Bowl. He could totally get Tua into shape, and we gotta go all out for Jim Harbaugh. Come on, Ross, owner of the Dolphins, get it done. Let's go. You made a bold move getting rid of this Flores guy who was really turning the ship around. So you better step up and get Jim Harbaugh.
You weren't pleased with getting rid of Flores?
No, not at all. Look, with Tua, we were 8-1. If we had a competent backup at quarterback, we might have made the playoffs, but we didn't. And our defense played stellar the second half of the season, absent the Titans game, and we were winning. We just needed probably a new offensive coordinator and an O-line coach. Fix the O-line. We needed to fix the O-line. We didn't need to fire the coach, but we did. And now we better make the right move. If we get some unproven coordinator, I'm going to be a little disappointed.
Maurice said the same thing. He wants somebody that's proven. He'll even take Dan Quinn, he said. But I don't know. Like, I didn't think Flores was all that. What about you? Well, your offensive coordinator wasn't very good either, Rob. Because I watched.
Well, that's the criticism of Flores was he didn't get the right people at the position coaches. He sought to kind of micromanage and they needed more quality at that level. So if that seems to be the primary criticism of Flores.
Mm-hmm. And I just thought that a lot of times you threw too many short passes and there were times when you needed longer passes thrown and you wouldn't throw it to the sticks.
Well, when you can't protect a quarterback for more than a millisecond, you're going to need to get rid of the ball quick. I mean, we had one of the worst, if not worst. We had a bottom tier offensive line.
Right.
And you have to have good offensive line in the NFL, period.
Where do you think these guys and the Bills are going to lose their offense and defensive coordinator, apparently? Where do you think they're going to end up?
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the Bills offensive coordinator becomes the Dolphins coach, and he might work out, but that's not the guy I want. I want the proven head coach, not the up and coming potential offensive coordinator guy.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're getting.
You don't know. It's a whole different ballgame when you're the head coach.
Right. That's right. No, that's right. It's like being a backup running back. Yeah, you can do it when you're a backup and you play like once at 4 downs. But when you got to do it on every down, it's not the same thing.
So it's risky business, but as long as Tua is securely the franchise quarterback, I'll deal with it. But anything that doesn't involve Tua as the franchise quarterback is a complete no-go for me, and I'll basically shun the team. I will not tolerate the loss of Tua at all.
Okay. So you won't. Okay. So let's. No,
he's a star. He's going to go down as the most accurate quarterback in history if he stays healthy. I'm calling it now. Accuracy.
Wow. But you know what? It's interesting to me.
And this, he can't throw the deep balls. Garbage too.
Oh, he doesn't though. He'll do it.
Throws the deep ball. He gets 40-yard strikes right in the money.
Once a game. Yeah. But you know what?
Like I said, because he has a millisecond to throw it.
I think they can run more plays.
You think Brady has how much time does Brady get in the pocket? Brady can just scan the field and make his throw. Tua has to just get rid of that thing right away.
Yeah, but I mean, mid-range you can throw. He don't even throw mid-range. Everything's short. It's interesting. So you must have been losing your mind when you were thinking they were going to get rid of him, because even at the deadline, they were thinking about dumping.
Well, my thing was I was going to become accepting him because I wasn't sure if he could stay healthy.
Right.
But once I saw him bull over that, I think, was it the Jets defender, the corner? I know he basically bulldozed. So I was like, okay, he's going to make it. But, I wasn't sure if he could stay healthy, but I think he will be. We just need to protect him.
Right. Were you nervous when the Jets were putting it on you down there? Because Reese was.
I wasn't, because I was like, they are literally doing a trick play every other play. And if you're pulling every stop out, you're the desperation team. It's not going to hold water.
They were the Jets,
but so I wasn't too worried. I was only worried about the Tennessee game because that was the one we needed the most to get in, and that was the hardest one. That was the one I had most concern about.
Oh, I didn't have no concern. I knew you were going to get beat. I just knew.
Well, good for you. Whoop-de-doo.
Thanks, buddy. But it's not. I don't know. Like, I'm just bringing it up because I know I'm sure Reese is watching the show. So, but I don't know. You guys will be okay. You're okay. Okay, wait a minute.
We swept the Jets and the Patriots. We're right behind the Bills, right there.
Yeah, but like I said, Allen is the reason. Now, what do you think you should draft? How about that? What position?
That's a good question. All I know is everything needs to go in the O-line.
Yeah, but
I'm happy with the defense. I'm happy with our skill positions. I like Gesicki. I like Parker. I like Waddle. Waddle's a star.
Oh, he's a star. You could use another one to complement him.
Use another Waddle, but I mean,
you can use another.
Get the O-line fixed. We'll worry about everything else later, and get a good coach.
Think about what Kansas City did, though. They did what I told you. Remember, I always said when I was a kid, they would never draft an O-line guy unless he was a standout. They used to draft him in the back of the draft, or make a trade for him, or pick him up as a free agent. Kansas City did that. They cut 3 Pro Bowlers on their line last year with bad backs. They got Orlando Brown. They drafted one guy, and they picked up a bunch of free agents that were really good players. That's how you do it. I don't believe in picking a lineman unless he's an amazing lineman in the first round or second round. I just don't. And I think the offensive line fix is easy. I don't think it's that hard. I just don't think these guys today know how to do it. They've forgotten. Like the old owners used to know. I don't think these guys do. But yeah, you're right.
Another star receiver. I mean, I'm open to that, but just fix the O-line. Now, Bob, we're going into the closing segment of the show. Is there anything to add about the NFL? Or do we even want to mention the NBA?
We'll mention it real quick because last night the Celtics played Portland, and this girl, I told you about her. She has her own show. She's a big Boston person, and she gets some of the old players on, and she's always on Twitter, and she's commenting, "Oh, I'm afraid of the fourth quarter." Oh, and I went to her and I'm just like, don't worry, the Celtics will beat Portland. I guarantee it. And sure as heck, they were beating him with 7 minutes to go by 11. And they put Brown in the game and they put Tatum, and they just started chucking threes. And they missed every single one. Stop taking threes, damn it. Go to the basket. And it's not part of the game. Your name's not Curry. You know what? I believe that Tatum took 19 threes in the game and missed 19 in a row. I think at that point you'd want to go to the basket.
Was he playing for Syracuse today against Duke? Because Syracuse couldn't make a three, and all we were trying to do is shoot threes when we have a freak offensive
you better
center.
check the uniforms. He might have snuck in there somewhere.
He might have snuck in, yeah.
He might have snuck in. You know what? Stop doing it. It's ridiculous. You forget that remember the year Tatum dunked on LeBron in Game 7, and Boston could have won that game, the playoff game, when he was in Cleveland, that year when LeBron won in Cleveland? Boston was winning that game in the second quarter by 10. And they just kept shooting like they were down by 10 with a minute to go. They kept taking threes. It was ridiculous. Before you know it, Cleveland's winning. Boston didn't get the lead until that dunk, but they couldn't hold it. It was too late. In the next game, Houston in Game 7 at home went 3 for 23 from 3. And Harden had 6 points for the game and 6 fouls, or 8 points and 6 fouls. Fouled out, didn't make a three. And he kept chucking. They ended up losing at home. And I apologized to her. I go, this should never happen. 99.9% of the time, Boston should have won that game, just like they should have won a couple of years ago, and Houston should have won. Stop taking threes. It's a novelty. It came from the ABA. It doesn't even belong in basketball. It's hurting the fundamentals. The kids don't know how to post no more. They get the ball and they fumble it in the lane. They don't cut. They don't look. They just, fast break. They pull up from three instead of go to the basket. This beep has got to go. It's costing. It's not basketball, and this league's a joke. And I think it's ironic that LeBron is dominating this league because he's a clown, and the NBA right now is a bunch of clowns. The league's a joke. And you know what? He would have never been able to do that in the past. Never. Those players would have killed him. He would have been good, but he wouldn't have won nothing. Just like Ewing was good and didn't win nothing. Because guys like Jordan and Bird would have spit on him. It's a joke. This league's a joke. It's not even worth watching. And Gabby, I apologize because I said I guaranteed the win. I'm sorry about that. But it should have happened. And you want to hear the kicker? At the end of the game, the Celtics were down by 1 point. Last possession. All they had to do was go to the basket. They took a three and missed. 1 point. It wasn't 3 points. It wasn't 4 points. It wasn't 2 points. It was one. All they had to do was go. They didn't need a three, but they took it anyway. This crap. And then they're complaining, like the Celtics fans are complaining on Twitter. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, they're terrible. The way you're playing is terrible. Go to the freaking basket. Tatum and Brown are pretty good when they go to the basket, not when they're chucking threes.
Maybe it's time for Brad Stevens to come back to the college ranks. Syracuse is going to be looking for a coach soon.
But you know what, though? It goes back to what you said about the Qs. Why ain't they using the man down low? What the heck are they doing?
I don't know, because it's just brick after brick after brick, contested shot, not creating a shot. If you go inside and you draw in the defense, it's going to open up the shooters inside out game. I mean, I don't know. I'd have our center get the ball in the lane every possession, and failure to do so is a failure of the possession.
And you know what? Everybody's so locked in with the three nowadays. And the coaches aren't telling them to stop. And one of the reasons is the coach is afraid to speak up to the player, which is a bunch of bunk. They need to get some guts and say, I'm the coach and you ain't. Do it my way or I'm benching. And if the player don't like it, you're suspended. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, but Bob, they're going to rage quit on Twitter. I mean, how do we stop the rage quitting on Twitter?
I don't know. But you know what? Who cares what they say? You know what? A person in charge can't worry about what everybody else thinks. They just got to go do the right thing. And you know what? I would tell them, you can't do that. Stop it. You really want to be a hero? Go to the basket. We'll win the game. You'll get your championship. And then you can go make a jerk out of yourself when you all season. And I'll see you when the next season starts. It's that simple. You know what? No, you got to do it. And they're just afraid. And a lot of coaches are stupid because they'll just be like, well, threes are where it's at. Yeah, okay. You're an idiot too. You're just waiting to be fired. And you will be. It's just a joke. It's a joke to me. And I wish they'd stop it. It's not even fun watching. Like, it's not. Hey, what do you think about, we didn't talk about hockey. What do you think about the Rangers? That must be killing you. They're good.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to be good during the regular season. The NHL playoffs is a whole different animal. So
I know.
Okay.
No, I know. They got a good goalie, though, Rob. They do. They got a good goalie.
Well, that's key.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
and,
that's all I got to say about that.
Tampa Bay is right there.
I'm not giving the Rangers any airtime.
Any credit.
No, nothing.
No, I know.
They can lose.
I know you
love the time. I hope you lose the end of the time, Rangers, forever. Never win again. 80, what is he got? 90 years in one cup? That you're trash.
And of all things, I'm a Bruins fan. We got Rask back. This guy died, went to hell, and the double went, you're too bad for me. You're out of here. Go back to Boston. And that's exactly where he is. I tell you what, I can't stand this guy. The other night, we're playing against a team we should be killing. He gave up 7 goals in the first period. We lose 7-1. Mm-hmm. Thanks for coming back.
High-scoring games in hockey this year.
Yeah, I know it.
A lot of 7-goal games left to right.
I like that. I like offensive hockey. But
I
you know
do
what? Yeah, I like it. It makes it more exciting. But get this guy out of here. He's a clown. He's a loser. You talk about the guy that's never won anything big. It's him. And he's classless. I heard him talk before. I wanted to spit up. But no, I'll tell you what, Tampa Bay, for all the injuries and everything, they're right there. They're good.
I'm like, it's about, at this point, it's like with Brady. It's Tampa Bay Lightning until proven otherwise for me.
Yeah. Them.
And we're gonna have another hockey show probably next week, Bob.
Well, that's fine.
We're getting close to the All-Star break. We'll get the guys on to give the full breakdown and go into all the details of hockey because the season's heating up. But that's pretty much going to be it for today, folks. Bob, you have anything else to share before we depart?
No, we're just gonna get this big show going because my brother just got home, thank God, and he's getting better hopefully, and that's what he's telling me. So, and we're gonna get these people on to honor him on our show. It's gonna be a big show.
That's encouraging news to say the least. So with that, signing off for the sports show with Bob Spino. Take care, everybody. This is Rob.
This is Bob. Have a nice day, everybody.